Hello, 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 it's Kate Bolt, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, back for another coffee and cards. I'm sorry I'm not live today, I'm not at my desk, but I brought you some crafty inspiration anyway. Now, we had a creative challenge in one of our Facebook groups to case the designer, and the card was very beautiful, but it's a fun fold card, and the idea was to case the cards. So I had a little go, and I'll show you what I made for it. But not the card I'm going to make today. This was the card I made for it, with this really cute little guy, this bird. I love this stamp set. It's really fun. And I used the Earth and Elegance papers, and I kind of made it so that looks like the page of the book is being turned. The actual card that I cased is this direction, but I changed it up for this card. But the one I'm going to make you today is like the original design. And it's a bit of a fun one, it's easy to make. And I thought I would use the Easter Bunny. Now, the Easter Bunny is not just for Easter, it's got lots of other sentiments in there. So I'm just going to change it up a little bit and make a fun card to show you. So here we go. Right, I have chosen to use a purple. So I've gone with Gorgeous Grape today, which is a lovely, lovely colour. I love this colour. I've been using it a lot with the perennial lavender. I don't know about you, but I kind of go through phases of colours. But I was looking for something really, really spring-like. And I went with this gorgeous paper from the Eclectic Papers. Everyday Eclectic. Is it called that? I think so. And you get a big pack of 48 12 by 12 sheets. And I thought these were like really fresh spring colours. And then we've got this on the back, which is really happy and cheerful too. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with my card. So I'll tell you, the card is my regular size that I would use. So an A4 card, scored in half at 10.5 centimetres and then cut at 14.8. And you would get 2 card bases from one A4 sheet. And then for both the designer series paper layer and the white insert, this is basic white card, I've made it 10 centimetres by 14.3, which is just half a centimetre smaller, and that's going to go on there and that's going to go in there. Now, when I saw the card made, I kind of worked out, I was like, well, how have they got the exact kind of border around this long stretched triangle here? How have they done that? But I think I worked it out. So I didn't do any measuring because that's too difficult, isn't it? So I'll show you how I made it. So I'm going to get my trimmer out, and I've got this here. Now I'm going to place my piece of card, this is the front of it here, and what I need to do, just grab my sample one so to remind me, I am going to go, so I'm going to turn it so the long side is at the top, and I went about 2 inches, okay, and I made a little score mark, not cut, tiny score mark at the end so I can see where I'm going from. You can just about see the score mark. And then to the crease at the top, I'm going to pop it in, line my crease at the top up right into the groove of my scorer, or my trimmer, the scorer blade, and then I'm going to score it down. So you have this kind of flap. I do that, you have it like this. Okay, so that's the start. So all I did was went 2 inches, and I thought, well, that should be in centimetres, shouldn't it? What would it be? I automatically defer to inches. That's funny, isn't it? So it's about 5. It's about 5 centimetres. If you go 5 centimetres to the end, you'll be good. All right. Now, I didn't want to start measuring for this piece of paper. So what I did was I showed it to the front in the kind of way that it would be glued if it was a regular layer. I need to be able to see both the score lines, but particularly this one. Okay, and I'm going to bring it back into my scorer like that. Make sure it's all level. Yeah. Find the score mark, pop it back into the groove. Find the corner of the paper. Make sure the corner of the paper and the score line are showing, and then bring your trimmer up and make it go onto the paper. Okay, so then I can move my trimmer out of the way. Okay, so So here we go, and I'm going to fold it over. Okay, so you can then see properly my score line. All right, so that is how I made it. Now I'm going to have to cut it to fit. So I'll bring my trimmer back in, but I can really see that score line now because I've scored it and folded it. Pop it back in, but this time use my cutter rather than my scorer. Oops. Okay, so here we go. This is going to go on here, and this is going to go on here. Now, it's not going to go on there. That bit's going to fold over like that. Like that. And then this piece, I'm going to show both sides of the paper because it fits on the other side. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is I did realise this when I made another card earlier on, that if you do it directionally, you have to make sure that the direction is going the right way on this bit that you fold over. For example, say I did it this way. Say it was this side of the paper I was using. Yeah, just for example. If I then put this on here, that would be upside down, wouldn't it? So make sure your direction is going the right way. So I've used the direction on the front, and then I've used the random spots on the back, which means that it will all work. Okay, and I'm going to glue it together because there's no reason why not. I'm not doing anything else there. It's a fun fold. I quite like it. Now you could put anything. I think the original had some really pretty floral paper and then some floral die cuts and a sentiment, which were really beautiful. I have gone with that rabbit from the Easter Bunny just because it was on my desk and I thought, oh, I could do that. So that's on there. Make sure you've got your bone folder handy, and mine was. And give it a good crease. Really useful. Need one of those. And then we're going to just put a little bit of glue on this element. If you can hear the dog and hear him snoring, what can I say? I'm really sorry. So funny. You can hear him. He comes in. I think he thinks when I'm on recording a video or a live that I'm talking to someone. If I'm on a live, I suppose I am. But he wants to get involved. So every single time I start chatting in here, he comes in, and then he promptly goes to sleep and snores. Or then sometimes he wants to go back out again. So that's the front. So super simple, isn't it? Really easy. So then I thought we'd have fun with this Easter rabbit now. So let's move this to the side for a moment. And I have got the rabbit stamp on the block, but there are 3 rabbits, these bunnies. Now, if you, let me show you this. There's a matching punch. There is a really handy matching punch for this one. I happen to be using this one in the card today, but this one's super useful because the punch matches. All right, so let me put that to the side. Love this stamp. So I'm going to stamp 2 of the images from the set. I'm going to stamp it in my memento because I'm going to use my blends, like alcohol blend pens, to colour it in. But don't worry, because it's very easy to colour and the blends are so good. So there he is. And then I'm going to use the flowers that are part of the set. And I have a thing I like doing with this. I like giving the rabbit a flower crown. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So there we go. We've got our images. Oh, I've stamped the wrong rabbit, look. There's 3 rabbits and I've stamped the wrong one. This is the one I was after. I'll have to do something with this rabbit now, won't I? I'll have to make a card out of it. Okay, so here he is. Okay. So there's the rabbit. But then I don't have a punch for this rabbit, so I'm going to cut it out. Okay. So here's one, Blue Peter style, that I made earlier. Because I'm sure you don't want to sit there for 10 minutes or 5 minutes and listen to me chattering on while I cut out a rabbit. So I've cut them out using my little snips, and I brought in some of my colours. I'm going to colour her in. Her, him. We're going to colour them in. So I like this one. This is SU 800. You could use that one or the ivory one for her tummy and her ears and her feet. And then light crumb cake blends with that, and a dark crumb cake, and that's for the rabbit's body. So I'm going to go with the inside of the ears and all those little bits first. Some of it you won't see because the flower crown will be over it, but that's fine. Now, if you're not sure about pens, honestly, these are the best pens. I was never a colouring in person, like adult colouring before, but these pens make it very easy to do. So don't worry. Right, so I'm going to do her belly, her cute little tummy. So they have a bullet end and a brush tip end. Tummy. And then I'm going to go with the light one. Actually, I'll go with the dark one next. I'm just going to give some shading to the bottom of her feet. Like that. And maybe around here. Just around. There. Not quite as easy to colour in when you've got a camera because you can't really get your head over the image, but I'm sure you'll take a bit more time than me. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with a light crumb cake and blend it all together. So just avoiding her eyes. So just do little circular motions where that line of the two different shades is, and you'll blend it away. You have a nice shading going on. Like that, and then all the way down. I've got a little trick with this rabbit, by the way. I'll show you that too. I'm not going to use it, but I've done it so I can show it you. At least did I? Not sure. I can tell you anyway. Squeaky, squeaky. So just go around and blend in. All done. There's our bunny. There we go. I think I threw it away actually, but there's a carrot basically in the stamp. And you can have the rabbit holding it. So if you pop your carrot here, kind of looks like the rabbit's holding it, but you can actually make your rabbit hold it by stamp out another rabbit. I definitely had it here somewhere. Stamp out the other rabbit anyway, so you have a spare one, and just cut the arms and literally the shoulders from sort of here to here across as one thing. Colour it in and pop it over the top of your your carrot, and it looks like she's holding it. It looks so super cute. Okay, I haven't done her ears. Let's do those. If I find the bits of rabbit arms that I cut out and coloured, I will show you, but they might have ended up in bin with my scraps. Right. Okay, so that's the top. And then we just want the flowers. So I brought in a Calypso Coral, dark and light, but I really just need the light one. I brought in a green. We'll go with dark Granny Apple Green. We don't need that one, and we don't need that one. I brought a yellow one. I've gone for Dark Daffodil Delight because we've got the yellow in the designer series papers. And I have gone for, I think this is a Highland Heather. And there's, you know, there's purples in the paper. It's either Highland Heather or Fresh Freesia. So I think it's Highland Heather. But I've also got the gorgeous grape cardstock, so those purples. So I'm going to start off with my Calypso Coral. And I'm going to do the rose in the middle. It literally takes a moment. It's a work of minutes. So there's that. Then I'm going to go with the lilac-y. This is Highland Heather. Just colour in the flowers. Like that. And this one. Like that. Right, I've got the yellow, so I'm going to use the yellow here and on the centres of the other ones. So this one, and this one. I'll put the Calypso Coral in the middle of this one. And then just go around the rest with the green. This is the dark Granny Apple Green. Super pretty. And I like this little spray of flowers because I like to put it on her head so she has a flower crown. It's very spring-like. Right, that's all the colouring in done. Okay, so the idea is then I'm going to stick it together. So you can see, if you pop it on her head, she looks super pretty. Doesn't she look gorgeous? So I am going to put a little bit, not on there here, because I need to know exactly where it's going, because it's only got a little space to pop on her head. So if I put the glue on the back of here, it won't be on there. It'll come off the edge and it'll stick where I don't want it to stick. So I'm just doing it in the middle. I want some of her ears still showing. Otherwise she looks like she's got no ears. And there you go. There's our little bunny. How cute is she? So that's going to go on our card. If I can find where I put it. Here it is. Okay, it's going to go on here. It's very sweet. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some glue dots. I've got some here. And I'm going to glue this down. You could just use normal glue, but this is good. Where's my take your pick tool when you need it? So a couple of glue dots. That keeps that folded flat. Oh, oops, I nearly stood on the dog. This was going here, and then I need to decide on my sentiment before I stick it down because I want to have it all lined up properly. So I'm going to put that out of the way. And I'll bring back in my scrap that I was stamping my rabbits on and think about my sentiment. I've got enjoy all the little moments. It's a new day. You're a friend like no other. I think that would be lovely. You're a friend like no other. Let's grab a block. I don't need a huge one, so I'll go with this one. Okay. Now, I was going to heat emboss it, so I think I'll still try and do that. So instead of doing it on the white, I'm going to bring a little bit of this gorgeous grape, and I'm going to do a little bit of heat embossing. So I'm just going to plug my heat tool in. Who loves heat embossing? Do you like it? Honestly, I love heat embossing. It was one of the first things. You need an embossing buddy, by the way. It's part of the embossing additions kit, and it's invaluable. Stop all those like stray bits of embossing powder melting in the places you don't want it. It's one of the first things I learned to do when I was crafting with paper. That just hooked me. I was absolutely hooked to see this amazing kind of alchemy going on. Amazing. And yeah, I'm like still loving it. It never fails to please. You're a friend like no other. Now I'll bring in the rest of the embossing additions kit. Well, bits of it anyway. The tray and the tweezers. I am going to use my silver. How have I run out of white embossing powder? Well, look how much silver I've got. Mind you, I've had it a few years, but I do emboss a lot, and I use them for classes. So I have to buy more than most, I would have thought, because we like embossing it in class. Yes. So let's see how this works. Sometimes with text, it's quite difficult because very small text, if you try and emboss it, kind of all melds together in one kind of blob, and you can't read it very well. So sometimes it's a bit of trial and error. Yeah, so this is all part of the Embossing Additions kit. You get the tray, and you get the tweezers, and you get a brush, and the embossing buddy. It's brilliant. It's in my online shop if you need that. Right, I'm going to heat it up. Bit noisy, I'm afraid. There it goes. Look at that. That is so lovely, isn't it? It's like magic, honestly. And these tweezers are kind of like the reverse tweezers. Stop me getting burnt hands. You're a friend like no other. So that has come out really well. Now I did make an Easter card. Here's the Easter card. So I've got Happy Easter in gold in silver embossing on this one. This one is Highland Heather. So I went a bit darker with the gorgeous grape this time, but other than that, it's the same. But Easter will have passed by the time you see this video. So we're going for a different sentiment. This stamp set is super versatile. And I'm thinking I'm going to cut it out using a die. So with the Easter card, I didn't use a die. I just cut the Happy Easter out once I'd embossed it in a rectangle. I put a little dimensional behind this side because this is kind of fat with all these layers, and then glued it here. And then on the inside, I stamped one of these rabbits, and then a little bird from the kit, from the stamp set, that hides behind the rabbit's head. So, but I think instead of doing a rectangle, I will use a die. Let's have a look at what I've got. I'll pull out my favourites. You can tell they're favourite. Look how battered up they are. Absolutely love these. So I need to find a die that will go over that. I don't know if a circle would be super cute. So that one would work. You're a friend like no other. So you get 4. That one's too small, I think. Oh, you get 5 circles. That little one. And then you get 1, 2. Yeah, so it's 5 of each. But I had mine for years, literally. And every time I run them through, I put a bit of washi tape on. Oh no, hang on, there's another circle. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. And then banners. We have a few of these. 4 banners. 6, 5 and 4. I think for this bunny rabbit, I'd like the circle, but this would look cute, wouldn't it? Let's go for the banner. make it slightly different. Do you think I need to clean my dies? I could do with one of those magnet walls. Have you seen that? Some demonstrators or crafters really have a magnet, have like a, you know, you get a chalkboard that you can put on a wall and write on the chalk. You can get ones with magnets and you can put them on the wall, and then you can put all your most used dies up on the wall. I would love one of those. I think I might have to investigate doing that one day. I wonder how expensive a job it is. I have a nice bit of wall that's not got much on it right next to where I craft. That'll be great, wouldn't it? Magnet wall. Oh, I think this is in a plan. Right, look, you can see how much I've used this one because it's actually bowing slightly. But I do use mine for classes and I've had it a few years. Works perfectly. Right, let's pop it through. All I can think of now is a big magnet wall. Okay, so now I've got my nice die cut shape with the stitching. Love that. And I'll bring the card back in. Sorry, my arm's sticking in there. I put it right in the wrong place. There we go. So pop that one in so we can see what we're doing. This one is cute down there actually, isn't it? I might do that. I was going to sit him up here, but I think it looks nicer down there. Okay, that will do me. I'm happy with that. We're going to do that. Right, okay. So I've got my sticky foam pads. Love these. My dimensionals. Which way am I going to work? I think I'm going to put them down the middle of him or her. And if I leave a gap, I can just tuck the end of the banner in there. So I might just pull that one slightly over. There we go. I have the bin next to me. Do you not find these foam backs end up everywhere? Dimensionals everywhere. So I've got the bin next to me with the idea that hopefully they will end up there, but you know, they don't really, do they? Please tell me I'm not alone. Where is the funniest place you've found a dimensional back? I actually found one at Centre Parks once in the changing room when I got dressed after going swimming. So it must have been in my clothing or something. Find them all over the place. Oh, look, you're a friend like no other. I like that. That is so pretty. And I think the contrasting colours are nice. I like the way that the gorgeous grape kind of makes the silver pop like that. So on my other card, I have put the rabbit at the top, and behind her I have stamped the bird. I quite like this white space. If I had a random bird there, it would look a bit strange. So I think I'm not going to stamp the bird up there. I am going to stamp a rabbit inside, I think. So I've got a couple of rabbits out. I've got this one out. This is the one that goes with the punch, is it? Or is it the one that's sitting down? No, it's the sitting down one. But I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to stamp it for inside. Now, I'm going to make some Easter cards and get them in the post. So I'm not going to stamp a rabbit on this envelope, but on my Easter cards, I'm going to stamp rabbits all over the envelopes. How fun is that? So I've got the rabbit there, like that. It's going to go in there. And then little birdie. I'm going to pop the bird in. And I can stamp it over here somewhere where it's not going to be seen when the card is shut. So fun. Such a fun little bird. So because this card base is purple, I'm putting a white liner in here, obviously. And it means that when I colour these in with my blends, my alcohol blends, when it bleeds through to the other side, which it will because they're alcohol based, I'll be popping it in there and you won't see it through. If this was a white card base and you stamped your rabbit and you coloured it, it would go through to the other side. So if you have a white one and you want to do that, it's best to put another white liner in. Just a tip for you there. So I'm going to colour in the bird. He's going to be Calypso Coral. I think we'll have a tropical bird. Why not? It's artistic license, isn't it? Can we not have what we want if we're making it? We'll give him a yellow beak though. Like that. And I'll go around with the darker Calypso Coral. So our blends come in 2 shades. They come in a pack of 2, dark and light, of the same colour, which is super handy for blending. And then we'll give him a bit of a tummy. And then blend it in like we did before on the rabbit. So that's that one. And then rabbit time. So I'm going to do the same as I did before. Bring in this one and this one. And this one. I can move some of these things out of the way. There's an awful lot here to distract, isn't there? Let's move it all. We don't need all of that. We don't need that. We do need that. Right, so rabbit's tummy. Bunny's tummy. Bunny's ears. Like that, and then kind of just a bit down here and a little bit up here. Like that. And then we can come in with the dark just for the edges, sort of down here. That bit here. That should do it. And then the rest will be the light. I might just use the brush tip to get coverage a little bit more quickly. Still got a very fine end on the brush, so you know you can do that without worrying too much. Right. And then I'll come back in with the fine tip and do the blending bit. Right, so that's made it a bit quicker, hasn't it? And then we just blend that in. This bit. If you just keep working it in, you'll have no harsh lines left. So it just looks really nice, like there's some shading going on. Because we're not all uniform, are we? And certainly not if we're a furry bunny. Right, there we go. So there's the rabbit. Looking rather cute. Looking rather nice. And I have put inside "You're a friend like no other" on the front. So, for the inside, I mean, if it was a birthday, you'd put "Enjoy all the little moments" or something like that. I could put "Your friend." I think I just put "Hi," because that means then I can write my message to my friend that I want to send it to, whomsoever it's going to be. Hi. Hi. So I've got the Gorgeous Grape ink pad here. I'm going to leave his tail white. He's a white fluffy bunny tail. I'm just going to stamp it on here because I haven't used this stamp. Just try it out to make sure it stamps nicely, or I know how it feels. And I'm going to put hi there. I mean, I could put my carrot that I've got spare in here. That'd be quite funny. But I don't need a carrot. Right, let's clean that one off because it's bright purple. Right, okay. Hi. Now, the other thing I really like is our Wink of Stella. If you have not seen, I think this is a really old one, but they do go on forever. I have a newer one which has like a translucent barrel. It is like a brush tip, almost like watercolour, and it leaves this really shimmery, it's not glitter as such, it's like a glycerin liquid with this shimmery, shiny liquid, and it gives just a sheen to your projects. And you don't need very much, but problem is you can't see it that well on camera, but it really does step your project up to another level. So if I do it on the top of that ink pen there, I'll then need to clean it, make sure it's completely clear before I go on to another colour like the rabbit. If I do it, you might be able to see if I do a big enough expanse. It's really cute. I'll do a little bit on the rabbit on the front of the card as well. Let's give his tail a bit of glitter because it needs to be beautiful. Okay, now I don't even know if you can see that in this light. I might need better lighting, but let me try it on this one. Where's the one we're actually making? This one. Let's try it on this one. Let's do her tummy. We can give her a glittery tummy, and we can work up like that and make her a bit shiny, and you might see it. I've got my light on. I have great lights in this room, but it's just, you know, it's a dark day outside, so I won't do her flowers, but I'll do her ears there. Okay, let's see. Can you see her shine? I don't know. I can. It's very shiny, and not shiny, it's very shimmery, and just steps your card up slightly. Really pretty. So I'm going to stick this one inside and we'll be done. We'll be done for copying cards. So sometimes it's really nice to enter these challenges that you'll find, because it gives you a jumping off point, gives you more inspiration on if you're stuck and you want to play around with making different cards. Yeah, it's fun. So that was what gave me the inspiration for this card. I hope you found the video useful. It's a really simple way, this fold, of changing the look of a card. So I hope you might have a go. Let me know if you do and what you think of it. Right, there we go. So I'm not at my desk this week. I'll be back after the Easter holidays. So we're in the middle of April. I will be back at my desk live for copying cards, but I'll be bringing you my videos every Tuesday regardless, and also my Scrapbook Sunday on a Sunday. Tune in for that because that's a bit of fun too. There you go. What do you think of this using the, what's it called, this stamp set? Easter Bunny. Easter Bunny, but it's not just for Easter. What do you think of the Easter Bunny then? I hope you've enjoyed it. All the things that I use for my videos are in my Stampin' Up online shop. They're available there. So that's in the description box below. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed it. So if you'd like to come shopping with me, I'd be very thankful for your custom. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing and click the little bell for notifications of when I upload a video so you don't miss any. And I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.